Welcome to the Foxhound Esprit channel.
Nothing here.
Today I'm trying something new. I'm going for the big boss rank, so I'll be playing on European Extreme. Game over if discovered, but I'm going to do all of this with no damage.
Freeze.
So we've encountered our first boss. In a challenge like this, precision beats power. One shot from Olga, and the run is over. I used the crate trick, which breaks her line of sight, giving me safe opportunities to land tranquilizer shots. It might not be the quickest strategy, and I apologise for it not being super quick, but it's consistent, and consistency is key.
Nothing except the unit. Nothing else matters to me. Whoever you are, you're not stopping us.
Freeze. 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 No.
Verrazano Bridge checkpoint passed. All non-essential personnel report to the holds in 10 minutes' time for the scheduled briefing session with the Commandant. You are ordered to continue manning your posts until that time.
Freeze.
So we finally made it to the Hall of Bozos. I used to hate this section as a kid. After years of playing the game, I actually felt more confident this time. I cleared it with relative ease, but I doubt I'll be winning any marksmanship awards.
Aim for the light.
Every industrialized nation on the globe knows the specifications for Metal Gear. Worse yet, so do a number of rogue states. They are all working on deploying their own Metal Gear force to compete with the US's nuclear strike capability. The world is about to see a swarm of these Metal Gear derivatives. We initiated development of Metal Gear Ray as a countermeasure to these pirated weapons forces. The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course, another Metal Gear. With Ray, the hundreds, if not thousands of Metal Gears that exist all over, this weapon will render all other Metal Gears obsolete. Nations building up their own Metal Gear force will think twice about their nuclear strategy in the light of the military dominance spelled out by Ray. The shift in the balance of power will mean a new world order, and we, the Marine Corps, will play a central role in its military affairs. Some say that the strategic importance of aircraft carriers will be reduced by the completion of Ray, not to mention interference from a major player. But this project is vital to the Marine Corps. The enemy is sometimes closer to home than you think, gentlemen. Always bear that in mind. Ours is not the only military project devoted to Metal Gear development, but it cannot be more different in nature from the Navy's. Theirs is a program that will add fuel to the uncontrolled fire of nuclear proliferation. It is a fact that players in favor of such a policy are attempting to derail our own Ray project. But I promise you that they will not succeed. This turned out to be longer than expected. At ease. Rest a little.
Well, we finally made it to the plant. But it brings us a new character, the not-so-solid Ryder. It's real nice to see that Foxhound's tactics have changed. After using a tactical nutshot to take out one guard, we lure the second guard. And we use another tactical nutshot after a slight struggle. Now we deploy the tactical nutshot. We lure the third guard, bypass him, make it to the lift, and we begin the plant chapter. So we're now beginning a bomb defusal section. It's one of those slow parts, but in challenges like this, that's exactly what you want. We've had our lesson in coolant spraying. I deploy my third tactical nutshot. Defuse my first bomb, first bomb. And I make a little call. No, and then I continue on.
There's somebody there. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here.
Freeze! Move! Ah!
There's somebody there. Nothing here. Who's there? Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Who's there? Nothing here. Amanda.
So we finally made it to Fortune, which is not really a fight, it's more of a survival. You just have to wait it out. But I couldn't imagine being an elite member of Dead Cell and watching some guy run back and forth in a cardboard box while you're pinging it electromagnetic rounds at him constantly. But for the most part, well, not for the most part, we managed to make it through unscathed.
There's somebody there. Freeze!
Next up is Fat Man. The key with this fight is mainly to just avoid letting him plant bombs, but if you make up mistakes, he will punish you. You just don't need to rush him. I would play it safe. I just defuse the first bomb. I hide under the crate. I fire a few shots. And then I reset the cycle where he goes over to the opposite side. And then I think I land maybe 3 or 4 headshots on him here before having to defuse the bomb. So I actually then land more headshots on him before defusing the second bomb, but it's incredibly risky strategy because during previous attempts I've tried to do that and the bombs went off. So really with this fight it's more you have to push the pace, but you also have to avoid letting him dictate where he placed his bombs. You just have to be careful. I watched this fight back, I don't know who looked at a terrorist and went, you know what? He's on roller skates, got bomb vest on, he's mental. Oh, he seems like a great guy to bring to the workplace. It's a great workplace hazard just waiting to happen. But as you can see, here we are.
Freeze! Freeze! Retinol pattern.
Reporting no problems in the hall.
Your aims, aren't you?
Well, it wouldn't be Metal Gear without some backtracking. I was prepared, so take out the first guard. I'm surprised I made that shot considering how bad my shots have been throughout the game.
Freeze.
Take out this guard. Collect both snipers. And then I continue on to the connecting bridge, the shell connecting bridge.
Nothing here. Who's there?
This is a big fight. Man versus Harrier. I mean, it's not exactly a situation I'd like to find myself in. But realistically for this fight, this is where your precision and timing will win out against a Harrier jet, which sounds mental, but it's actually quite doable. I can't be greedy with my shots. I do take a few extra shots here, but I have had a lot of practice fighting the jet. Key thing is one mistake. If I make one mistake here, then everything up to this point, I've lost it all, which I obviously want to avoid. So he's dropping these little depth charges. That's what I'm going to call them. Probably not what they're called. But the key with those is to jump over the barrier when you see him do it. But just as they're about to land, you need to press triangle or Y on Xbox, and you'll jump straight back over. It'll be okay. I almost get killed here because I don't know what I was doing. I decided to run at the missiles instead of away from behind the barrier or behind the cover. I preempt that he's about to do the missile barrages. The easy way to dodge these is crouch and keep pushing your analog stick towards the wall. If you just stay still, it actually kills you, which I found out in quite embarrassing ways before I want to do this. And then, obviously, just you hit him where and if you can. The key thing you want to avoid as well is losing him. I actually use the opposite side to avoid him. Then the Kasaka gets in my way. I get very lucky there. But it's all about timing. I think I lose him here. And then he appears. Ah, there he is. But yeah, we get through the fight and it goes better than I expected. This fight reminds me a lot of the Hind from Metal Gear Solid 1. It is a fight purely about evasion and timing your shot. It's easy to want to hit him straight away, but you can't always hit him. Also, when you're always facing that way, if you constantly look there, you can. Sometimes you will get a glimpse of where he's going, so you'll be able to line up your shot.
I'll let you go out in style!
not a pretty sight.
Hurry up and check the situation. What? I'm going to go in my pants. Nobody's looking, right?
I cannot begin to tell you how much I actually hate this segment. During 90% of my practice runs, he would just run straight into the end of the missile. So, which was quite costly considering how many times I actually had to attempt to do just this one section. Everything else up to this point was perfect.
I took these photos 2 years.
Made it to BAM. My technique was to go lie down in the corner and just let him walk towards me. I aim just between these first two lights on the left, which, this fight is about timing. Just as he crouches down, I'd line up the shot. But I'm aware nobody wants to watch someone lie on the floor in the corner for however long it actually took me to do this fight. So I actually sped up the footage to avoid you having to watch it all over and over again, me doing the same thing. And then I return towards the end of the fight for the last few shots.
Yeah.
Are you...
Now we're at that part that every MGS2 player remembers. Escorting EE with the hold hands and make sure she doesn't wander off. Because, you know, after everything we've had to deal with through this run, sneaking past guards, defusing bombs, fighting bosses, running around the cardboard box to avoid a railgun, dealing with a man on roller skates with a bomb face. Apparently that wasn't enough, and we now need to make sure someone else doesn't wander off into danger, whilst also not getting caught.
Freeze!
So we've made it to the penultimate point, plant chapter. Oil fence, sniping section, the section I hate. And when I first got the big boss rank on extreme before, I've messed this section up so many times. But realistically, you just gotta make your shots count. I've rushed quite a few during this section. You'll see some shots I'm just spamming. But you have to make sure you keep Emma safe throughout the whole oil fence. Also, I think if you aim at the second tower she goes behind, you get to hear Johnny, the famous destroyer of toilets, talk to her. But we haven't got time for that, so I won't do that in this video. Our main objective is to protect Emma. So somehow Vamp has returned again. And I've got to try and save VE. I actually hit him quite a few times. I get the rhythm. And then I don't know what was going on here, but I just couldn't pick the ammo up. I ran around it while EE was over there fighting for her life. I couldn't pick up an ammo box. Yeah. I kept running out of ammo because I was just spamming shots. And then I think I actually just stand where it spawns in, so I think I actually shot EE then. But there we go. We've made it through that section. We've now got to make it back to the Shell 1 computer room.
Snake.
It's been a while, hasn't it? Jack the Ripper? You know this fellow? You remember me, don't you? You've grown. High concentration of cerebral implants. Have they altered your memory, too?
You can't keep this up. They're bound to find you.
Listen, I'll free you in a
Well,
little while.
this
Brace yourself.
is where I actually take the first bit of damage in the run. With the first and only bit of damage in the run. I can't actually do anything about it. It's not avoidable. It's obviously up to you whether you guys still see this as a no damage run, but from my experience of this run, I'd say I made it through this far without taking any damage. You know, watching this footage back and seeing this bit again, it does make me wonder, like, in Metal Gear Solid 1, they take Snake's t-shirt, well, tack vest off. And then in Metal Gear Solid 2, they're just like, he's a new character, so why don't we just steal his clothes too? I just wonder what the creative design for him being stripped of his clothes was, what made it necessary, I guess. I do speed this section up because I don't think anyone needs to see me running up and down, cartwheeling around in a corridor while waiting for Rose to call. I will say though, when I remember playing this section as a kid, and I was so confused. I thought I broke the game, to be honest, when it kept doing what it was doing, and these little videos kept popping up in the corner. So for this section, to avoid damage, I literally I used cover and just peeked out with the DM9. I'm aware there's a tactic where you can just run straight through the middle of the room, chucking stun grenades, but I don't know how, but I actually didn't have enough of them. So I don't think I've got any, to be fair. So yeah, just used cover and just moved really slowly through the room. I was very patient during this section. If you were to try this yourself, this tactic might actually be quite helpful. I actually used the coolant spray here, so Snake can get some shots off. I think for this section, my real concern was Snake's really easy to... He just dies really easy. I don't know why, but he's like a glass cannon. Ah, so I did have stun grenades. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I threw 2, or actually 3. And then I ran around and did some obscure movements to make sure I actually got through. And then I did the first person trick to get through the door. I don't know how to explain how to do it. I just did it. It took me so long to actually master. You have to go into first person whilst you're against the door. Punch. As you do the kick, let go of your R1 button. Might be R. Is it RB on Xbox? And then you get through it. And then in this section, I trank Snake, and then I just used the coolant spray to keep all the guards in one place. I don't know why this works, but it does. Any other time I've attempted to do this room without using this tactic, Snake either dies or I get shot repeatedly. So I managed to avoid that. But yeah, I think this actually takes a few minutes for me to do this. And then I will roll up, knock them all over. I think I actually get lucky. I think you'll see that I get lucky when I knock over a guy. I knock them all over. I don't think I knock all of them over, and then I hit one of them again, and then the cutscene triggers and I'm through to the raid fight.
It came as a complete surprise when Ocelot discovered the S3 data from GW. Not a bad idea, though. Using fire to fight fire, creating the perfect assassin to retire Solid Snake's brother. S3 stands for Solid Snake Simulation. It's a development program to artificially reproduce Solid...
So we finally made it to the raid fight section. You've got to fight 20 of them on European Extreme. I think it's the same on Extreme as well, it's 20. But this fight's just about managing your distance, avoiding the missiles, and just trying to avoid being greedy. I think I go through these first few, and then I think I speed it up because it's a long fight. I hated these little knee missiles. During practice runs, I got took out by them quite a bit. But this is one of the penultimate sections. After this, we've got the infamous Solidus choke, which was a nightmare. And and then we get to see whether I finally made the rank.
Are you awake yet, Jack? GW, the Arsenal AI is corrupted beyond repair. I admit that I underestimated you. I'll squeeze the answers out of you instead.
Here it is. It's the absolute nightmare section of this run. It's a run ender if you can't mash the triangle button quick enough. I mean, I actually broke a controller to do this. I used a small bottle of face cream and just swiped it back and forth on the triangle button, and I managed to get through without actually taking any damage. But yeah, I broke a controller. And I only realised I'd broke it when I was trying to prepare my next video because the triangle button wouldn't work. I think it was 60 seconds on the original Metal Gear Solid 2 PS2 version, and it got changed to the HD collection was 15 seconds. But this is the final fight now of the run. It's actually quite easy once you understand the patterns and what sort of attacks he's going to do. There is a tactic where you can get him into a loop. I'm not sure if I use it. I think I do use it during the second half of the fight, but I'll come back for that part.
Let's go. Let's go. Die. Let's go. Good work, Jack. But this is where it gets interesting. Take this.
Okay, so I don't actually get him into a loop with the 2 strikes. I hit him repeatedly, create a little bit of distance, and I purposely bait that very specific attack. I think I actually was trying to bait the shoulder charge, but it doesn't do it. Also, I actually realised you could block that, even though I did see a video before where it says you can't. But yeah, no. Look to the very at the end now. It's a manageable fight once you get the attack. There it is. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to bait the kick, and I think I finished the fight with that. Try a little bit more distant. Yeah, there's the attack. The shoulder charge or the elbow with the set. I think this is the last attack now. Yeah, there we go. We beat him.
Life isn't just about passing on your gene.
Snake, you there?
Here it is, the moment of truth. There we have it. The big boss rank on European Extreme with no damage. This run definitely had its moments, but I'm happy with the way it turned out. And I hope you guys are too. If you stuck around to the end, thank you. Just drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next challenge.